Clippers Wednesday, 10:30 Eastern Time on the WB and CN8 in Baltimore. Tracy McGrady all but dominating the first half of play for this Orlando team with 28 points. And McGrady shooting well from outside as well. 4 of 5 from three-point range. 6 of 9 from the free throw line. He's got 4 rebounds, a couple of assists, and a couple of steals. Wizards led by Richard Hamilton, who picked up a couple of personal fouls and had to sit, but despite that, still played more minutes than any Wizard. 15 in the half, went 6 of 10.
And you notice 3 non-starters in there, Haywood, Thomas, and Lou. In fact, Lou leads both teams with assists. He has 6 assists, including that last one to end the first half.
Aton Thomas with 7 points, just 2 points away from his career high of 9, which he had earlier this year against Atlanta. But the Wizards need to try to do something to not stop McGrady. You can't do that, but not let him be the guy that kills you in the sense that you let anybody else on their team score as well, you're in trouble.
Well, this is the time right now, beginning of the second half, where they have to bring that level of intensity up. They have to bring that strong at this point, and you know, if they're running some picks, they have to step out strong on him, try and give him no room to make his plays. Good job there.
Exactly what you talked about. Try to do it defensively. Courtney goes all the way and draws the foul.
And Courtney has yet to score. He was missed all 4 of his field goal attempts. He made a couple of nice moves. In fact, one, that layup that he missed in the first half, I thought might kind of get him going. But that rimmed around and fell out for him.
When these two teams played on Sunday, a Wizards 107-102 overtime victory, they held the Magic to about 44% shooting from the field, but Washington shooting 50% in that game. Alexander had a season-high 32. Whitney had 20. Leitner had a nice game with 12 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. First one good from Courtney Alexander. Courtney getting the start again tonight. He has yet to make a field goal. This is his first point of the game from the free throw line. Courtney with his 7th start this season in Washington. And 2 for 2. Magic by 11. Monty Williams drives. What a move. He took Hamilton all the way down court, spun away and scored.
Now, Courtney Alexander was in a position to help, but again, you're so focused on Tracy McGrady that he really didn't want to leave him, and didn't.
6 points for Monty Williams, former star at Potomac High School in Oxon Hill. Here's Hamilton. He gets bumped, no call. 6 rebounds for Horace Grant, the twin brother of our pal Harvey, former Wizard. Here's Armstrong. Darrell Armstrong, who shoots 37% from long range in his 8th year from Fayetteville State. Not drafted out of college, quite a story. Leitner inside. Now back to Christian. Great pass to Popeye.
Oh, he moved one way, made the pass behind his back in the other direction. Heads-up play.
Out of the corner of his eye, he spotted Popeye underneath there all alone.
If he could just deliver that pass.
Christian had nowhere to go because he had his back to the pass and stuck up an arm, hoping just to deflect the ball, which he nearly did.
You never want to lose sight of the ball. Open up so you can see the ball and the man.
Magic have their largest lead of the game. 15 points, and now it's down to 13.
That's Courtney's first field goal there. Good shot from Courtney.
Wizards 29 and 31, trying to get to 30 wins on the year, but McGrady breaks to the hoop and scores. 30 points for Tracy McGrady, and Doug Collins wants time. Timeout by the Wizards. The Magic have opened up a 15-point lead here with 9:52 to go in the third quarter. Heck of a pass here from Christian Laettner to Popeye Jones.
Well, once he gets this lob, he realizes there's only one man in the line of defense. That's Horace Grant. If he gets it by him, Popeye has the easy two. But at the other end, the problem is, how do you stop Tracy McGrady?
What a quick first step. Tracy McGrady, who is known to his teammates as the Big Sleep, because not unlike my broadcast partner, he can fall asleep anywhere virtually.
He's certainly not like you.
You're blessed. I wish I could do that. Just fall asleep anywhere. Wizards down by 15. Largest lead of the game. Popeye fires up a shot. Nesby tips it in.
And that's all he had time to do, was just guide that ball further towards the basket.
5 points for Tyrone Nesby with 7 rebounds in the game. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier. Wizards trying to take the series from Orlando. They've won 2 and lost 1. McGrady again. Now they double team him. He goes inside. Grant, jumper, no good. Popeye is there. 5 rebounds for Popeye Jones. Here's Nesby's jumper.
Good shot. And you can see Doug Collins after that timeout went to the stronger Nesby to guard Tracy McGrady, try and cool this guy off a little bit.
7 points, 7 rebounds for Tyrone Nesby. And a pushing foul on Alexander as he guards Monty Williams. Fans, be smart about your heart. Walk more, eat less, see a doctor, get a physical. Check out the DC Healthcare Alliance. Call for more information. Third personal foul on Courtney Alexander in his second year from Fresno State by way of the University of Virginia. And the long rebound to Orlando with a fresh 24, and they take advantage of it. Ten points for Darrell Armstrong. 8 seconds to shoot. 4 seconds to shoot. Laettner drives, throws it up lefty, and scores. 10 points for Christian Laettner.
Laettner takes those long, slow, smooth strides.
I like that. McGrady again. Alexander way up high for the rebound. Courtney baseline, tried to pass it into Popeye, and it's kicked off. Armstrong will send it back out. Now Monty Williams loses it, and the Wizards fortunately get it back as Monty takes a shot in the nose. Fans here don't like it.
Well, you gotta hustle and get back. And that's what they did. They covered up, and eventually you got the turnover.
Both teams with 6 turnovers, but Orlando scored 7 off of Washington's miscues. Wizards have just 2 off the Orlando turnovers. 4 seconds to shoot. Alexander for Laettner. And not going to get it off. Seven turnovers for the Wizards. 11-point lead. Doug Collins, very intense, as we all know. And he's done a nice job, in fact, an amazing job in his situations with both Detroit and Chicago to turn teams around. Inside, Horace, short. Popeye is there. Up to Laettner. Laettner beats everybody down court and scores.
Good heads-up play from Whitney. First defensively, he was the one that stepped in front of Horace Grant and forced him to miss that shot. And then he gets the long assist to Christian Laettner.
6 unanswered points. The Wizards go from being 15 down to 9. And a foul on Nesby, trying to guard Garrity. Second personal on Tyrone Nesby.
Well, again, another one of those 6'8" guys. There's the last play. You see Whitney stepping in front of Horace Grant, forced him to come up short. Now he sees Laettner breaking down court, gets the long pass, Leitner puts it up with the left hand.
22nd timeout has been taken. Mentioned all the DC guys in this game. Of course, Patrick Ewing, a storied career. In his 17th year from Georgetown, Patrick was born in Kingston, Jamaica. Now needs 274 points for 25,000 in his career, which was mainly spent in New York.
Did you say how old Patrick was?
39.
Okay, and he turns 40.
You got me, Phil.
Oh.
I can check on that, though. Actually, Patrick will be 40 on August 5th.
I knew you would.
But when examining all of those players who are that old, and the foul is on Nesby, his third. John Stockton is actually the oldest player in the league. He'll be 40 on the 26th of March. Patrick 40 in August. Kevin Willis 40 in September. Olajuwon.
Tracy's still struggling from the line.
Turned 39 in January, and of course MJ turned 39 February 17th. So there's a rundown for you, Phil, on all your buddies.
Hey, they're getting pretty close to me. You know that?
One free throw made, and a 10-point Orlando lead. Wizards got as close as 7 in the second quarter. Alexander blocked from behind by Monty Williams. Second block from Monty. McGrady around Nesby. Backs up, shoots. How good is he?
Guys, 6'8", handling it with his left hand, a right-hander, stopping on a dime.
Turnover, Washington. Monty the other way, and Darrell Armstrong gives it right back to the Wizards. Richard Hamilton, excuse me, Phil.
Yeah, a pass was a little bit behind Darrell, but he should have handled that. He knows that. I think both players wish they had executed that a little bit better.
So Tyrone Nesby forced to come out of the game now with 7 points and 7 rebounds, but 3 personal fouls. And Richard Hamilton back in. Rip leads all Wizards with 13 points. Leitner has 12. D. Cantner spots a foul underneath. Charged to Monty Williams holding. Fans, due to the exponential growth in users, high demands will be placed on your web infrastructure. Helping you get ready for them is what we do best. Sun Technologies built to handle precisely this demand. The most complete, most reliable products that are nth ready. Sun Microsystems take it to the nth. Here's Hamilton off the screen and the nice pass and gets the bounce. 15 points for Rip Hamilton. And again, the lead is 10. Williams inside, and Grant misses the shot, saved by Alexander.
Well, that was a real nice pass from Monty Williams. I don't see how Horace missed that shot.
Popeye thought about the jumper. Now finds Whitney. 9 seconds to shoot. And they turn it over.
Well, he thought Leitner was going to move towards the basket. Instead, Leitner decided to fade away. What do you know?
Miss. 7 rebounds for Leitner. Hamilton inside, kicks it out to Christian, takes the jumper, missed it. Right to Hamilton. Richard inside, jump step off the glass and in. 17 for Hamilton.
Well, that was a very important offensive rebound, and then the score off of that. Washington cuts the lead to single digits.
And the Wizards within 8. Don't go away. They're lurking. 4:09 to play, third quarter. Timeout, Orlando. Fans, with Hot 5, you can play and win 25-7. That's $25,000 7 days a week. Be part of the DC Lottery's winning lineup and play Hot 5 today. Wizards shooting well in the quarter, 67% on 8 of 12. Orlando still at 50%. We told you what happens when they shoot 50%. They don't lose, 12-0 this season.
Right now, the important thing is to kind of stop their momentum offensively, and the numbers will take care of themselves.
Wizards out rebounding the Magic, 32-24. They did the same thing to the Pistons last night, but lost that game. Armstrong off a screen. Wow, what a rebound, and taken away. Leitner took it away from McGrady.
And McGrady was sandwiched between Leitner and Courtney Alexander and almost came away with that rebound.
Wizards can get as close as they've been in some time. Hamilton inside, fading jumper, gets the roll again, and the Wizards are within 6 at 73-67. This is the closest they've been since some time in the first half. Williams backs in on Hamilton. Jump, no good. Richard the rebound. Here he comes. And taken away by Armstrong. Boy, he overplayed Hamilton perfectly.
Stepped out on the right side, and that was the direction that Hamilton was going.
Richard needed to go lefty, and boy, that was perfect defense. And Hamilton called for a holding foul on Monty Williams. That's number 3 on Rip Hamilton.
Richard Hamilton, his third, 14th foul.
Boy, that was a tough turnover. The Wizards a chance to cut it to 4. Monty Williams did a nice job, and he's replaced by Troy Hudson in the lineup. Hudson lays it off. Jumper by Grant, no good. Leitner, big rebound. That's 9 for Christian. Hamilton takes the jumper, misses short. Hudson the other way. Around everybody, he's held by Haywood and fouled.
Actually, not a bad foul. They had a 3-on-1 situation coming up.
Penalty situation, and Hudson, who shoots 90%, will go to the line. In fact, he is tied for second in the NBA with Chris Whitney, and as irony would have it, they have both shot and made exactly the same amount. 122 of 135 on the season.
It's not working, Buck.
No, I'll see what I can do, though. And Horace Grant comes out, replaced by Patrick Ewing. This guy has been quite a Troy story, if you'll excuse the pun, Phil. See, there you go. There's a method to my madness. Guy's had 33 double-figure games off the bench. Leitner, 12 points, 10 rebounds. That shot no good. Tough miss. Seven-point Magic lead. Hudson takes the jumper, misses. Rebound Ewing, and he's fouled by Leitner. Let's check the Toyota League leaders in the scoring category. Points per game. T-Mac, 7th in the league. Michael Jordan, 24.3. Iverson is number 1 at 31.1. So Patrick Ewing to the free throw line, the Knicks' all-time leading scorer with 23,665 points. Their all-time leading rebounder, all-time leader in steals and blocked shots. Patrick had such a great career at Georgetown, averaging over 15 points, 9 rebounds for his 4-year career. Misses the second. His best season was his sophomore year, when he averaged almost 18 points and 10 rebounds a game. Once again, the Orlando lead is 8 after the Wizards cut it to 6. Alexander with 6 to shoot. Courtney driving inside and draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. It's on Garrity. That's number 2. Here's another look.
That was a good move by Courtney. He heard the shot clock winding down. Makes an excellent move right there to get by Tracy McGrady and turn the corner towards the basket. Garrity trying to establish position, but doesn't do so.
Good strong move to the hoop, and 9 times out of 10, unless a guy does in fact establish the position, as you said, guy's going to draw a foul.
Yeah, Washington helping their cause by doing a good job on their free throws. They're 10 for 11. And Magic 12 for 19, so they have had problems from the free throw line.
Courtney gets them both. He's got 6 points in the game. He's made just 1 of 7 field goals, but he's 4 for 4 from the line with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And again, the lead is 6. Hudson drives, nice pass to Ewing, and fouled by Haywood. Beautiful pass from Troy Hudson.
Well, absolutely. Haywood is an excellent shot blocker, and we've seen that all season. But as a shot blocker and a defender, you're going to have to learn to do some other things, too. I think he could have gotten a little bit of this passing lane, knowing that Troy was probably not going to challenge him. And even if he does challenge him at 7 feet, you're still going to be able to get that shot if he doesn't flip that pass over. Just some of the little things that you'll continue to use to develop and get better. Brendan Haywood, though, having an excellent year. Got a chance to meet his mom before the game. She's down here and certainly was pleased with all that he's accomplished so far this season.
Patrick 2 of 4 from the line. Ewing, when they started the season, October 30th against Toronto, came off the bench for the first time in his NBA career in that game. Nice pass. Hamilton blocked and draws a foul.
Well, once again, Tyronn Lue, he's been extremely effective tonight. He had 6 assists in the first half, but he was able to find the opening. He was able to utilize his speed and then find the opening. Watch him drop this pass off to Hamilton, who's running the baseline. Hamilton gets fouled. I believe that was Patrick Ewing.
It was, and Rip goes to the line looking for his 20th point of the night, which he gets. Now 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Tyrone Nesby with 3 personal fouls back in the game and replaces Christian Laettner, who's done a terrific job tonight. 6 of 10 from the floor, 12 points and 11 rebounds with 4 assists.
He gets those quiet rebounds. You don't count up all of his rebounds, it seems like, but at the end of the day, you're looking at 8, 9, 10, 11 rebounds.
Hamilton gets them both. Laettner had 9 assists and 8 rebounds, along with 12 points in the win over the Magic Sunday. McGrady works free, takes the jumper, that's short. And here comes Washington. Lue running ahead of the pack. Nice pass, Haywood has it stripped away out of bounds by Garrity.
Well, I tell you, that Darrell Armstrong, you've got to know where he's at all times. He's always came up with that big steal on Hamilton and nearly picked Tyronn Lue from behind. Look at that left-hand pass off the dribble from Lue.
Wizards have cut it to 5. Oh, bad pass. He's trying to spot Nesby baseline, but it's the 11th Washington turnover.
And once again, Darrell Armstrong had his eyes open, knew where the ball was. He was right there in position to pick it off.
McGrady drives and scores easily. That really hurt, as the Wizards could have cut it to 3. Doug Collins with Brian James, assistant coach, on the right side of your screen. 35 points for Tracy McGrady. And you see the points off the turnovers. And an offensive foul is called on Washington. It's on Richard Hamilton, and that's his 4th.
Well, I was watching things on the other side of the court. I didn't see what happened, but Richard seems a little disappointed and upset with that call.
Dee Kantner said he was using his rear end to try to gain some spacing.
He wasn't trying to gain much spacing, was he?
With that rear end, no.
How much spacing are you going to get?
Hudson around everybody, lays it up, partially blocked, no good. Nesby picks it out of the air. Good defense. 8 rebounds for Tyrone Nesby. And Doug Collins wants to play for 1 shot. Wizards trailing by 7. Washington has just hung around despite a tremendous game from McGrady. Lue double team. Alexander for Nesby. Nesby, nice fake. The jumper. Got it. Big basket from Tyrone Nesby. Wizards coach is yelling no fouls, and A terrific effort by Washington. Christian Laettner having a great game. 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. And after 3, the Wizards are back in it, trailing the Magic 78-73. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Wizards basketball brought to you tonight by Jim Coleman's Montgomery Mall Toyota, where you're the boss and we make your deal. By Comcast, get over 250 channels on Comcast Digital Cable. Call 1-888-COMCAST today. And by Dodge, get somewhere. Grab life by the horns. Dodge. Take a look at the Verizon stats. A big third quarter for Washington. They outscore the Magic 26-19 and shoot 63% for the quarter.
Yeah, but the important thing, Orlando, 7 from 19, 37% that quarter. And look at the stat. They dropped below 50%, so maybe we've got a chance. They are shooting well from three-point range, 7 for 13, but they're struggling from the free throw line. Washington only missing 1 from the line. They also have the advantage on the boards, too.
The Magic, when leading or tied after the third quarter, have a record of 27-7. Doc Rivers,
go ahead.
In his third year, and he played 13 years in the league, most of the seasons with the Hawks in Atlanta. When he averaged 15.2 points in 90-91. That was his best season of his career. Haywood inside.
Nice delivery, good timing and execution on that play. Hamilton got the assist, and I was just about to say that Doug Collins is getting some excellent play off the bench. Teron Lue, Nesby, some hustle plays there.
3-point lead. And what a shot inside by Monty Williams. Twisting, spinning shot by the former Potomac High School star. Last time that Wizards got even near this close was when it was 47-40. Tough jumper from Alexander. And again, the Wizards cut it. To 3.
That was a 2-point shot there.
And Alexander bumping with Monty and called for the foul. And Courtney walks towards the Wizards bench. He's picked up his 4th personal.
Oh, this is just an excellent play. Teron drops it into Hamilton, who's cutting off the pick by Haywood. Haywood rolls to the basket.
Back to live action. Troy Hudson takes a long jumper. Brendan Haywood is there for the rebound. Wizards can cut it to 1 or tie with a 3. Nice pass, Haywood. Finds Nesby. Nesby fouled and will go to the line. It's on Patrick Ewing, his 2nd. And Horace Grant back into the lineup for Patrick.
It was one of those plays. Nice delivery from Brendan. It's one of those players as a player, I'm sure Tyrone is thinking, I could have made that shot even with the contact.
1 of 2 from the line. Nesby has 9 points and 8 rebounds off the bench. That cuts it to 2. Wizards have trailed by as many as 15. And have battled back. Quite an effort by this basketball team tonight. Yeah. Orlando trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, which includes 1 to Washington. And we have a 1-point game, 80-79. Horace wide open.
I'll tell you, we've seen him do many of those throughout his career.
15 years in the league from Clemson University. And that's his first 2 points of the night. Alexander, tough jumper, gets the bounce. Wizards have gotten 3 of those baskets, 2 from Hamilton and 1 from Courtney A.
Hey, they still count.
Not how, it's how many.
That's right.
10 points for Courtney Alexander. Again, Horace. This time he doesn't shoot. Hudson, nice pass and a foul. Well, you can see that play coming the whole way. Horace hits the hardwood floor very hard, holding his wrist for a moment, but he's up. Third personal on Brendan Haywood.
Once again, you leave that passing lane available to Hudson. He's going to pick it apart. And you've got a veteran like Horace Grant that knows how to roll to the basket.
Well, the problem was Lou could not switch off, could not fight through the pick, I should say. And that really hurt him. So Horace Grant to the free throw line. Horace was born on July 4th back in 1965. He is the elder to Harvey, by the way, in case you were wondering, Phil.
3 minutes.
9 minutes.
9 minutes.
So out came Horace, and then Harvey followed 9 minutes later, and they've had quite a career.
Well, Harvey, you missed both of them. Harvey was always a little late, you know.
They're the highest career rebounding brother tandem in the NBA. Nice pass, Haywood inside, taken away, no call.
That's a big block from Horace.
2 blocks in the game for Horace Grant. Huge block.
Yeah, that was a big play.
That would have given the Wizards the lead had Haywood been able to convert. Now Nesby fouls McGrady. 4 personals on Tyrone Nesby.
Well, that shooting percentage from the free throw line for Orlando continues to drop. Horace Grant just missed 2. They're now 13 for 23. And this is that last play. Nice delivery again from Hamilton.
Looked like he got him on the wrist to me.
It might have been a little contact, but that was certainly...
There's the foul there.
Yeah, no question about that. And I didn't see Brendan put up much of a fuss or argument about the block by Horace.
Grady makes this all-important free throw. 36 points in the game for T-Mac. 8 of 12 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. He stands about 6 to 8 inches behind the line. And the lead back to 3. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier. Wizards will play Boston Sunday afternoon at 3. Lou, long jumper. Big basket, three-pointer, and we've got a tie game at 84.
Well, he's hit some shots tonight. He's delivered some nice passes.
Second tie of the night. Lou has 9 points. And McGrady answers with a 2-pointer to give him 39 in the game. Man, he is just unbelievable. Doug Collins wants time. McGrady 13 of 21. 39 points. And a timeout with 8.5 minutes to go in regulation. The Wizards hanging in there, down by 2. All right, here's a look at the Dodge game summary.
Well, for Orlando, Tracy McGrady has put on some kind of show. 28 in the first half. He has 11 in the second. Total of 39. 3-point shooting. Washington, Tyronn Lue just hit the team's first. And on the other side, Orlando, 50%. And Courtney Alexander averaging over 26 in his last 3 games. 63% shooting. He's starting to come alive, though. He has 10 points now.
Courtney joins Hamilton, Haywood, Lou, and Nesby. 17,248, the capacity here at TD Waterhouse Center. A team that for a few moments was put up for sale, and then the owners decided not to. Lou got it! Ties the game at 86.
Boy, that was over McGrady, too. But I think you're right, though. When he pulls up for that shot, especially when he's under control, it's nice and smooth and easy.
Long jumper. How do you like that?
Well, this guy is putting on a shooting exhibition.
41 points for McGrady, 6 shy of his season high. Matching his season high, I should say. Lou spinning. Hamilton, good look for the jumper, short. Williams the rebound. Armstrong pulls up, rims it. Nesby, nice job. 9 rebounds for Tyrone Nesby. Lou again, looking for any seam in the paint, and he pulls it out. And an offensive foul has been called on Brendan Haywood. Fans, Caps, and Wizards fans, one place to go before and after the games, just footsteps away from the MCI Center. You know it, it's The Rock on 6th Street Northwest. And a turnover. And I think that the
fall down there was 3
seconds, not a foul on Brendan Haywood, made by D. Cantner. So she makes sure everybody is aware of that. Meantime, Orlando turns the ball over. And the Wizards get it back with a chance to tie or take their first lead of the night. Nice move by Lou, going all the way, lays it up off the glass and in. He had the opportunity to pass, but he knew that the defender was lagging.
He used the left hand, too. Very important in that situation.
Tied again, this time at 88. Hudson, nice move, and can't get it to go. Tipped by Grant, and a loose ball foul on Troy Hudson.
Yeah.
That's number 1 on Hudson.
That's the way you have to go after the ball, especially when it's loose like that. Courtney Alexander, seeing that ball loose, goes right after it strong. Hudson tries to strip it, but picks up a foul.
Tied at 88. Lou looking for help. Alexander. Courtney drives, fadeaway jumper. Got it! What a shot! And the Wizards have their first lead of the game. How do you like that? Are these guys pumped or what?
Don't get hurt now.
6:03 to go in regulation, and Doc Rivers wants time. Tremendous shot by Courtney Alexander, and the Wizards lead it by 2. What a game Tyronn Lue has had, especially in this 4th quarter. Lue, for the entire night, has missed only 1 shot. He's 6 of 7 from the field.
Yeah, he's having a flawless game. Also has 8 assists, but there's that last layup we saw using the left hand, holding on to it, and then Courtney Alexander giving Washington the lead for the first time this game on that jumper.
Another hot shooting period for the Wizards, 7 of 9 in the quarter. They're shooting 78%. Lou with 7 points in the period. Alexander with 6. Between the two of them, they've missed just 1 shot in the period. McGrady kicks it out to Hudson. Hudson guarded by Whitney. Drives on Whitney, lays it up and misses, and the rebound to Brendan Haywood. To Hamilton, and the Wizards with a 2-point lead. 7 rebounds for Brendan Haywood. 5.5 minutes to play. Wizards have battled back from 15 down. Hamilton inside, throws it off the glass, score the goal! He's fouled on the play.
Great decision on Hamilton's part, because that hesitation, watch him hesitate briefly right there. Monty thinks he's going to pull up, and then he continues to the basket, catching Monty reaching in, not getting enough. There's that hesitation I talked about. Then he decides to reach in, but doesn't get the right arm. Hamilton completes the basket and goes to the line.
4 fouls on Monty Williams. Richard Hamilton with 23 points, and he's made all 4 of his free throws, 10 of 18 from the field. And the Wizards are up 93 to 88. McGrady spins on Alexander, got it. 43 points in the game for Tracy McGrady. He has been virtually unstoppable. Whitney goes around Hudson, now backs it out. Judd Buechler off the Orlando bench will come in. Lou bothered by Armstrong. 5 seconds to shoot. Teran goes inside, off the glass, missed it. Bushler, or rather Garrity, knocked the ball to Monty Williams.
And Teran wanted a foul call on that play. That was Garrity with the shot from the corner there. Was that a 3 or just a 2?
That was a 2-point field goal, and the Wizards' lead is now down to 1. 4 unanswered points for Orlando.
Going back to that last possession by Washington, Lou thought he got fouled by Armstrong.
Hamilton inside again, fade away, rims it, no good. Wizards need some rebounding help in the worst way, and they're going to the bench for Popeye Jones to get it. McGrady pulls up, missed one. Haywood is there. 8 rebounds for Brendan Haywood. Ahead, Hamilton, out of bounds, they'll give it to Orlando.
I tell you, again, that's the decision-making that you're talking about. Down in the stretch of the game, you're under 4 minutes. Every possession is important, and that's a low percentage pass. It has to be perfect, and I'm not even sure if he gets the easy basket off of that pass. He had to really run and reach for that pass.
Costly turnover for the Wizards, 14 in the game. McGrady on Alexander, drives inside, and a turnover. Whitney the other way. Alexander, baseline. Wizards swing the basketball. Hamilton underneath, rip, turns, shoots, and can't get the roll, and Bushler boxes out Popeye. That was really close. 3:09 to play in regulation. McGrady backs up, top of the key, shoots and scores again.
Well, I tell you, he is amazing. 45 points, the highest scoring output for a Wizard opponent this year was Allen Iverson with 40.
Lou behind his back, nowhere to go. Good defense by Armstrong. Hamilton with 8 seconds to shoot. Richard, nice move. And Hamilton gets fouled while the ball's on the ground. It's on Armstrong. Tracy McGrady, 45 points in the game. The Magic with a 1-point lead. Wizards ball when we come back. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Wizards basketball has been brought to you tonight by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with low fares. By Toyota, get the feeling. Verizon, we never stop working for you. By Geico Direct, the sensible alternative. And by your local Mercedes-Benz dealers. Well, Tracy McGrady is 4 points shy of matching his career high of 49. His season high is 47. He's got 45 tonight. He had his career high against the Wizards on April 13th at MCI Center in a game that Washington won, 113 to 110. Richard Hamilton had 30 in that game. Doug Collins up off the bench, screaming instructions. 4 seconds to shoot. Whitney's going to pull the trigger and miss it. And fought for, and Orlando has the rebound. And Doug is not happy. Foul is called on Chris Whitney, his second personal. So the Wizards had the opportunity to take the lead back, but couldn't do it. And now Brendan Haywood checks into the game for Popeye Jones.
With that, both teams are out of fouls to give.
Here's McGrady, 45 points. Drives, kicks it out to Garrity for the jumper, no good. Big rebound for Whitney. Mike Miller left the game in the first half with a sprained knee, did not return. And Hamilton is fouled by Bushler.
Bushler, a physical player. The last possession Washington had did a good job of playing Hamilton without the ball, and Washington was never able to get the ball to Hamilton. I believe Hamilton was their first option.
And Richard will shoot 1 plus the penalty. He has not missed tonight, 4 for 4, and is 4th in the NBA in free throw shooting at 90%. So he can give the Wizards the lead by 1 with 2 free throws. Very quickly, Doug Collins brings Popeye Jones back into the game to replace Brendan Haywood. There's some strategizing by the Wizards head coach. And Rip to the line to give the Wizards the lead. They led by as many as 5 moments ago.
Remember what we said, it's all about matchups. Doug's looking for key matchups, and Orlando really going small now.
Neither team with a foul to give. Of course, Orlando over the limit. Here's McGrady. Misses. A huge miss. One of his few in the night. Wizards by 1 with 1:38 to play. Big possession. Hamilton backs up, shoots, and misses. Rip 10 of 21 from the field tonight, has 26 points. Lou on McGrady, spins, shoots, and scores. Tracy McGrady has matched his season high with 47 points and given the Magic a 1-point lead. Well, the Wizards have had numerous opportunities to regain leads, to stretch leads, but they've either turned the ball over or missed some critical jump shots.
Well, I think the last couple possessions, they've gotten some shots, and the shots have not fallen. They've done a better job on the defensive side, though, slowing down the offense of Orlando. And that last shot, you switched off and had Tyronn Lue on Tracy McGrady. And if he gets his feet set, there's not much you're going to be able to do. But, boy, I tell you, he has a tremendous line. 17 for 27. And you can see it's 6'8" when he posts up and then shoots a fadeaway. Not much you can do, and he's felt very comfortable with that outside jumper tonight. I mean, he's a good shooter, but he's really particularly been shooting it well tonight.
When the Wizards beat the Magic here in Orlando on December 21st, Tracy McGrady did not play. And in fact, Orlando put up their season low in points with 75.
Well, remember, that was a game that Richard Hamilton got hurt early on. Jordan was not having a particularly good shooting night, and some of the other players had to step up. Hubert Davis led the team in scoring with 19 points. Tyronn Lue had a big fourth quarter, had 3 three-pointers and 9 points in the fourth quarter.
Michael had 12 points in that second meeting. Jordan with 15 in the first game, and of course didn't play on Sunday. Meantime, Tyronn Lue has tied his career high with 8 assists tonight. And the Magic have a 1-point lead with 1:10 to play in regulation. Steve Buckhantz, Phil Chenier, our Comcast Sportsnet crew, producer Chris Grain, director Doug Yulacki, graphic artist Aaron Solomon, all on hand tonight in Orlando. Hamilton open for a moment. Tough place, nowhere to go. He needs some help. Waiting. Now finds Whitney. Whitney pulls up to the jumper. Missed it.
Well, they still have another possession, but right now they've got to get a stop. And you know where the ball's going, right?
Whitney 0 for 5 from the field. Here's McGrady. 47 in the game. The jumper. Missed it. Big rebound from Alexander, and he gets fouled by Armstrong. And that will stop the clock and send Courtney Alexander to the line.
Well, they've done a very good job in their scouting report. Darrell Armstrong is one of the best players in the league at coming from the blind side, stripping the ball. Now watch Courtney cover up. And you see Armstrong, he's getting ready to reach for the ball, but he gets hit pretty hard. But just gets way up to secure the rebound. Boy, he even fell back awkwardly on that left foot.
Courtney is 4 for 4 from the line, has 12 points tonight, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Needless to say, these are gigantic. Very cool, calm, and collected. Courtney Alexander in just his second season, and he's really getting an education and an experience this year.
The highs and the lows of the NBA.
He's learning a lot and absorbing it all. Tied at 96. Wizards miss the second shot, and with 31.9 seconds to go, we're knotted at 96.
Well, Washington's been doing so well from the free throw line, and I had to bite my tongue not to say anything because he was in the same situation in the Detroit game last night. The game tied, he made a spectacular shot, got fouled, and had a free throw to take the lead, but he missed the free throw, and once again, he wasn't able to get that free throw down to give Washington the lead.
Boy, this Wizards team has just done a terrific job tonight, fighting back from 15 down to not only stay in this game, but give themselves a chance to win, and that's all anybody has been asking for. We'd love to see them go to the playoffs. That would be a wonderful thing, but if you're looking for a difference between this year's team and last year's team, or even more drastically the year before last, it's the fact that Washington is rarely out of a game. They always manage to fight, and they've learned how to compete and to stay in games, and that's all you ask for.
Yeah, and we don't get a chance to see the full practices, but I've got to believe that very often they have some very tough practices, and you go at each other to get yourself game tough. Because the other thing about it is they get such good production from players off the bench. Teron Lue, 13 points. Nesby's had a terrific game. I thought Baton Thomas and Brendan Haywood have made very major contributions tonight.
Nesby has 10 rebounds to go along with 11 points. 31 and 9/10 seconds. This has been a terrific game, just as last night's was against the Pistons. Wizards shooting 53% for the period. In fact, both teams 8 of 15 in the fourth quarter. T-Mac with a season high matching 47 points. Using as much clock as he can, and he goes one-on-one. Around a screen, guarded by Alexander. Off the glass. Got it! What a shot by McGrady! He has been unstoppable. A season-high 49 points matches his career high, which he set last year against the Wizards.
Well, he shows such patience, yet confidence on this play here. He gets picked up, they switch off, then even you see Popeye jamming him. He has to make kind of an off-balance shot. He has to jump back in towards the basket, hang a little bit, but again, that 6'8" frame gives him such an advantage. Good focus and concentration on the basket. He gives that light, soft touch, goes right through.
49 points to tie his career high. And this is a situation, not to say the Wizards can't do it and don't have go-to guys, but it's these situations where you really miss Michael Jordan on the court.
Just as obviously his know-how and his presence out there, I wouldn't say puts fear in the opponents, but certainly there's a tremendous amount of respect that he can win the game from a number of different ways. But his teammates have had the opportunity to play with him, and I'm sure there's nothing they would love more than to show what they've developed and how they've grown.
Last night against the Pistons, tied at 92, the Wizards' final possession. Very controversial. Did Ben Wallace hit the ball while it was in the cylinder right there? Coaches argued that he did, but there was no call forthcoming from the officials. So Doug Collins has to watch his team tonight with 12 and 7/10 seconds. Jordan has won 3 games at the buzzer for the Wizards. The Knicks game, the Cavaliers game, and at Phoenix, but he's not in uniform tonight. Here we go. Lue driving, spinning, Underneath, lost the ball, shoots the jumper, missed it, and that will do it. Teron Lue had a good look at the basket. And just his third miss of the night from the field. And just like Richard Hamilton last night, who had an excellent look from about 8 feet on the baseline, couldn't make the short jumper.
Yeah, this might have been even better. He tries to drop it off to Popeye. Well, no, tough shot because he was fading away a little bit and had Hudson right there on him. But still a makeable shot, just didn't go down.
And a foul was called, and so Tracy McGrady will go to the line with a chance for a new career high. And how ironic that he set his career high against the Wizards last year, matched it tonight. And this is the free throw. 9 of 14 from the free throw line for Tracy McGrady. 18 of 29 from the field. And he's also got 10 rebounds to go along with 49 points. Doug Collins.
Well, the Wizards have a 20, so that's what they want.
0.8 of a second remain in the game, or regulation anyway.
He tries to miss this.
New career high for Tracy McGrady. He set both of his career highs against these Wizards. 49 last year, 50 tonight. That gives his team a 3-point lead with 0.8 of a second to play in regulation. What a hard-fought game this has been for the Washington Wizards, who have won 2 previous against Orlando this season, as the Magic try to snap a 4-game losing streak. Wizards are 29 and 31, and this time last year, after 60 games, had won just 13.
But once again, three-point shooting was a big part last night. Detroit 8 for 18 from three-point range. Tonight, Orlando 7 for 15. Of course, that guy right there had a big part in those three-point shots. He was 4 for 7 tonight.
Well, the Wizards have won 16 more games this year than they did this time last year. And another amazing turnaround engineered by that man, Doug Collins. And the Wizards will have a chance, but they'll need to get it up quickly and shoot for 3. Nesby. Whitney. Missed it short, and he had a good look at a 3. Boy, what a game. Players on the floor exhausted. Almost as if this game was the playoff variety.
It certainly had that type of atmosphere and the importance of it to each team. It was there. Boy, Whitney's able to pop out behind that 3. Comes up, he knows he has to get it off quickly. Catch and shoot.
Wow, good effort. Just not able to hit it. Our Subway play of the day, Tracy McGrady's 50th point. A new career high, as the Magic do indeed snap their 4-game losing streak and hand the Wizards their 2nd straight loss, as Washington falls to 29 and 32, but a great effort by this Wizards club, Phil.
Well, it certainly was a great effort by that guy right there, 50 points. They found it hard to stop him, but the bench came in, and this was in a game where they fell down by 15 points early on, but still fought their way back. And for the 2nd straight night, they lose a very tough, close game.
Wizards basketball returns to Comcast Sportsnet Sunday afternoon when the Wiz travel to Boston to take on the Celts beginning at 3. And now for Phil Chenier, our entire Comcast Sportsnet crew, Steve Buckhanson, wishing you a pleasant evening from the TD Waterhouse Center in Orlando. Once again, the final score, the Magic 99, the Wizards 96. Wizards basketball, a presentation of Washington Sports and Entertainment, Comcast Sportsnet, and the NBA. For continuing Wizards coverage, Guarantee Residential Wizards Postgame Live is next, followed by Sports Night, presented by Northrop Grumman Information Technology, tonight at 10. Phil and I will see you Sunday afternoon from Boston. In the meantime, have a safe weekend, everyone.